Good morning, everybody. It's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. I hope you're having a wonderful October so far. And I just wanted to get on here this morning. It's nice and quiet, and it's cool sitting here on the back porch. The sun's getting ready to rise over the hillside right behind y'all, and it'll be signal for my family to get their day started. The boys will be up just in a little bit, but I wanted to get on here and spend a little bit of time with you before things get toddler busy. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about something that I come to you periodically throughout the year and remind you to look through your preps, take stock of your supplies and what you have. And today is one of those things that I'm going to be talking to you about. But it needs to go beyond food, beyond water. Today I wanted to talk to you about first aid. And I will show you why that's fresh on my mind. I have a little bit of an injury here. Now, yesterday, of course, Blade was away working for the day, and Cheyenne and our pastor's daughter had to go to Tulsa to get some supplies for our church. Our annual fish fry is a week from today, and so they went to get supplies for that. And Cheyenne wasn't gone maybe 10 minutes, and the boys were ready to have their lunch, and Howie wanted bologna, and we had fresh bread, and we had bologna that Blade gets, and it's the size of a slice of bologna, the diameter is, but it comes in one big piece that he puts on the smoker. And Howie was wanting a bologna sandwich. This particular bologna had not been on the smoker, so I got it out and took it to the counter. Was getting all my supplies ready, got out all of the stuff to put on the sandwiches, and I reached into the chopping block to get a knife, and that's where things went south really quick. And that's what happens, right, on your farm or your household or even at your work or school. First aid is needed immediately. There's an emergency, and first aid needs to be applied. Y'all pardon the background noise. We had some early morning farmers working and getting pastures ready and doing some different things, and so you're going to hear some equipment noise. But anyway, back to my story. I reached into that knife block, and got out a knife to cut that bologna. Whatever my right hand does, my left hand is its assistant. It's there to help. I'm thankful I have it, but I cannot. I have not have one bit of ambidextrous blood in my body when it comes to my left hand. So I don't know why I reached into the knife block with my left hand. Right around there, I've tried to remember after everything what exactly happened. I don't know if I got bumped by one of the babies. I don't know if, and this is what I really think happened, is that when I took the knife out of the block, I didn't have really, really good support with it. Not like what I would like. And so this hand was here, and I had a hold of it with this hand. But as I began to maybe drop it, I really gripped that handle with and the motion to the knife was falling. And as I caught it, but I also struck my other hand, and I cut it really, really, I don't know if I want to say really bad or really good, but it was cut. And I knew when I saw it that I needed stitches. But then it comes into play what to do. Like I said, the other adults were not here. The car was here, and I thought, well, if I can't get it under control, because that was my first thought. Well, let me get it under control. Let me kind of assess and see what needs to happen. And if I have to go, the car is here and I can do that. I didn't want to take 3 little rambunctious, full of energy boys and go to the hospital to get stitches by myself. And Blade was off working. I didn't want to call him away from work. Cheyenne had left for this trip. I did text Cheyenne and let her know that I had cut myself pretty good, that it was probably needed stitches, and then I also let her know that I took care of it, got it wrapped, and I thought I would be okay. And I was okay. I went ahead and done my chores, done all the things I needed to do yesterday. Done my bedding, needed stripped and washed and hung on the line. You know how that goes. And I done my baking for the day, and the boys and I did the things that we needed to do for the day. I didn't get as many things as I would have liked to do done, but that's okay. It'll be here. It's here today. It'll be here next week for us to get some things done. But thankfully, I had supplies to take care of this little emergency that I had. Now, what I did was I went and got gauze and tape. I didn't, at the time, it wasn't where I could put a Band-Aid on it. It was a Band-Aid wasn't going to stop it. So I cleaned it and I put gauze and tape and I put it inside a glove, which makes me think, Cheyenne, if you watch this video, we need more gloves. I put it inside a glove, and that glove held that, kind of helped with the compression. That's not why I put it on there. I put it on there so that it wouldn't get wet while I was washing dishes and doing things, and it wouldn't get anything in it. But the glove did help to compress that and to stop the blood flow. But it pretty much, with the action all day long, it just kept to bleed, not profusely. But I realized that I was going to be okay. And then when Cheyenne got home yesterday evening, she was kind enough to, she took it all off and she examined it, and she was like, "Oh, Mom, you need stitches." But I chose not to go, but she fixed it. It's not broken, it's just, it's cut. I'll show you on this finger. It's cut around this way, or actually around this way, at a knife slice like this, at an angle. And it starts right at the edge of my, oh, I'm sorry, you can't see, right at the edge of my finger, and it goes around this way. So it's cut pretty, it's sliced pretty good. She put this on there to keep my finger from bending, because where it's cut at, on one, it's not on the joint, but it's right there. With the action, it's just breaking it back open. And I just thumped it with one of the dogs just a minute ago, and it's letting me know that it's sore. So I said all of that stuff, and explained to you my injury and all that. I talk with my hands, so you would probably have seen it anyways. But to check your preps, while I was in there, I saw some holes, some things that we needed to add to our preparedness, our supplies. And whether you're a prepper or you're prepare for the future or not, you need to have some first aid supplies in your house, because you never know. Just a slip of the knife can help. You're going to need some assistance. I got a dog here wanting to play, and I'm trying to keep her from hitting my finger. For us, we have all kinds of Band-Aids. The sun is starting to come up. You're going to be able, I got to hurry because you're not going to be able to see me in a minute when the sun gets all the way up. We keep all kinds of Band-Aids and gauze and those kind of things to stop bleeding and to cover wounds. And some of that supplies went down. We've had to use it for different things. Cheyenne has had surgery, and Rowdy's had staples twice, and all of those things. So we've had, some of our supply has been used, which I'm thankful that we had. but we need to replace it. Now, you parents and grandparents, if you've got grandbabies, babies, you know that the Band-Aids go fast. And so Band-Aids is something that we have to continuously stock. Going through your supplies, you will be able to see what you like, what you don't like. There are Band-Aids that we have that they will stick, and you will have to physically take them off to get them off of your skin. I love that. Some of them, though, some of the adhesive on some of those, I have such sensitive skin that really they're good for other people in our family. I have to kind of stay away from those. But when you use your supplies, you figure those things out. We have other Band-Aids that are worthless. We got those. A bargain is not always a good thing. Sometimes they say you get what you pay for. In this instance, on those particular Band-Aids, that is true. They don't stick to anything, and so I don't mind a bit to give those to the boys to let them play with, because the first little bit of water or anything, or using them at all, they just come right off of your skin, and so it gives you opportunity to cycle through your supplies. We have Howie had Bell's palsy one time, and so we have eye patches, and we've got eye ointments and ear ointments, and we've got things for your teeth, and we've got toothache medicine, earache medicine. Those two things in the middle of the night, if you wake up with those, oh my. So we have those kind of things. We have blister patches, and we've got things for ingrown toenails, and we have bandage scissors and tweezers and all those things, and creams and ointments and antibiotic creams, and items with witch hazel, and we have all the things that people have, alcohol and peroxide and all the different things. But I challenge you to really think about your family. Think about the kind of things that could take place where you're at. And I know we can't think of everything, but we also have some things. Howie he bought a trauma kit. We have, we're out on the farm. We have machinery. We have things that we do. And you always want to be prepared in case something big happens that you need to apply first aid to until you can get emergency personnel to look at it. So we have some quick clot and some things like that you can use to staunch bleeding. We have ace bandages and all of that kind of thing. So but I know there are things that I don't have. I have finger splints, and I'm happy for that. We have different pieces of equipment that we've kept through the years. When Blade had shoulder surgery, I kept his brace. We've got knee braces and ankle braces and things that have had to have been used here through football and all of the things all through the years. And we've got steri strips. But there are things that I want to add to my preps, and perhaps you are experienced with some of these things, and you might be able to give me your opinion on them. One of the things that we want to add to our prep, and I should have already done it, is one of the Life Vac, or a product like it. I've been doing some research on it. I've got an article to read on the top 5 rated items like the Life Vac that you use when someone is choking. And the boys have always been pretty good about not putting things in their mouth, but here lately I've seen Howie and I've seen, Tate are pretty bad about putting things in their mouth. Howie put money in his mouth, and Tate put a little water bottle cap, and Howie actually choked on a water bottle cap one time that they're not supposed to be able to get off of a water bottle. But if you get those water bottles that are store brand water bottles, and I'm not saying not to get those, we do, we're just really cautious with the lid. Be careful with those ones that have the little small lid, because those babies can bite that. They can get a hold of the lid and bite that right off the top of the bottle. It's like the threading doesn't go down far enough to tighten it, to keep them from getting it off. And Howie at church one time was drinking, and we put the lid back on the bottle, and we didn't know And so now I'm telling you, because we didn't know, you might not know, he bit that lid right off there, and he had it in his mouth, and he choked on it. And I have my niece, her sweet little girl, Caroline, had to be hospitalized. She choked on the top of a chapstick, the little lid. She choked on that, and they couldn't get it out. And they had to go to the hospital. On the way to the hospital, they stopped at the fire station, and they worked and worked, and there were scratches from her daddy trying to get the lid out. They finally did, but she had to be in the hospital for a week, and had to do swallow tests and different things because it messed up her throat just a little bit. And so I'm real, I try to really watch. And of course, Cheyenne, as mama, she's always watching as well. But so LifeVac or one of those products, I would like to add that to my preps. Always adding new supplies of the supplies that we used. Gauze, bandages. Cheyenne said we needed some more good tape, gauze tape, and different things like that. We've got reading glasses. We have all kinds of things, and I'm sure that you do too. But I'm just trying to get you to, I'm trying to prompt you to check your preps, your emergency preps, and see what you have. Make sure that you have things that will cover a vast area of things that might be needed if you come up needing something for first aid. Now, I would say a few more things, and I got to get off here because you're not going to be able to see me. I'm trying to sit behind a porch post because the sun is just really getting ready to pop up and say good morning. So, also, I would suggest having some good first aid manuals, and if you have opportunity, get some CPR training. Our area here, I saw, is going to be having some first aid training, and even if you've had, you've had first aid training. Even if you've had some first aid training, it's important to get training every once in a while and get a refresher. And the other thing that I will tell you is that we are growing, got plans for our pharmacy, FARM, and we're going to be growing some things that we'll be able to make for ourselves, some topical stuff and some creams and things, calendula and other items. My mind just went blank. Jewelweed, different things that have some multi-purposes to them. Do some research. It's going to be winter before too long, and you'll have time to read. So do some research on those things and see if it'd be something that you'd be interested in, something that you would want to grow for yourself. And so I'm going to get off here. My finger's throbbing. That dog got me on my finger, and it let me know that it's there. And I'm going to go get me some coffee and relax for a little bit. I think I heard some little toddler footsteps. And so I'm going to go in the house and welcome everybody else in the house to a new, wonderful, blessed day. And I'm going to do the same for y'all. Put down in the comments some things that you think that I should add to my first aid that you think is important that everybody should have. Let's share with one another, give our knowledge and our wisdom freely to one another, some things that we think that would be something that you can't do without on your first aid shelf, and what are some things that you started to use and you decided that you don't like them. There's some things that some different creams, some diaper creams, and some things that Cheyenne has used for the babies, and it irritated them or they were gritty. And let's share with one another some things that we would or we would not purchase for our first aid shelves. The things that we would reach for when you don't want to go to the hospital, you don't want to have an emergency, that you don't have anything to take care of. So I bless you guys today. I pray that you have a wonderful day. And I want to leave off here with, I love y'all. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. And until next time, we're gone.